So you can press live, go live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Skillshare. Today is Tuesday. Sorry, I forgot. So welcome to Skillshare. If you don't know me, my name is Vito. I'm the events manager here. And there's also Kashfi at the back. He's the junior events manager. If you have any questions about events and any programs at Ubud, you can come to us. Especially if you want to present like Nora today. We always have a slot for you. We have a lot of amazing talents here, so I'm sure you have something to share. Next to Skillshare today, we have also a Balik Bungkus on Thursday about travel hacking. We have a social event, a members lunch at the canteen area on Friday, so you can meet all the Ubudians here. And we also have a special event called Fuck Up Nights, or we normally call it Fun. In some countries they call it Stuff Up Nights because it sounds very, but it's not the night where you curse. It's like it's a night, the presentation night where we have speakers and they will share their failure stories. Because a lot of people, like they share about their success stories, but they never share about how they failed and the lessons they learned. So we have 5 speakers. It's going to be hilarious. I sat with them last week and I heard all their stories. I laughed my. Almost again. So I laughed and it was really funny. So it's going to be at Alaya Resort Jembawan at 7:30 on Thursday. The early bird is still selling, so you can go to the front desk and buy it there or on Eventbrite. It's better to buy it here because on Eventbrite you have a fee from Eventbrite. Right. So today we have Nora. She will share. Loading. She'll share some skills, her skills about the rise of the online fear-based facial culture. So you will learn how to use photos and images to tell your brand story. You will also learn some tips on how to choose and use photos that don't directly sell your products or services, but instead show the lifestyle that your ideal clients dream of living. And you will also be looking at how facial-based social media like Pinterest and Instagram can be used as an effective marketing tool in our business. So Nora is a photographer, mentor, and positive pusher who believes in holding space for women so they can be seen, heard, and appreciated for who they are. So we will hear more from Nora about what she's going to talk about. So please help me to welcome Nora.
Look at all the women in this room and the few men. Girl power. I love it. I always attract women, all right? Always. This is just what happens. So welcome. Got formal. First question. How many of you use images in your marketing? Okay, all right. We're getting there. So how many of you raise your hands who have their own business, that are running their own business? All right, and so those that don't, what do you guys do? Are you just?
I'm working here.
You're working here.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? Tell me.
Initial stages of starting something.
Fantastic. Somebody else.
Exploring.
Exploring. Chloe.
Marketing, Google AdWords, and so on.
Visual marketing for?
Google AdWords and Bing Ads and everything like that.
Yes, visual marketing.
Oh, I own my own company.
She owns her own company. All right, just to kind of. Introduce each other, and everybody take a moment, stand up. I like to be active in my workshops. Maybe we've all been sitting. All right, take a big breath together. And now just shake your booty, because if we can all be silly, that allows me to be silly too. All right, now you may sit down again. So now it doesn't matter for me. Okay, so the rise of the online fear-based visual culture. How many of you are using Instagram and Pinterest? Let's just have a show of hands for business use first. Instagram and Pinterest, all right? How many of you are using Instagram or Pinterest for personal use? I use it for both. All right, cool. Let's get started. So I want to give you a few statistics about why visuals are important, okay? The average person only reads 20% of text on a web page. So that means if you've got text and you've got visuals, we're all like skimmers and scanners. We're going to tend to see the image first and interpret the image first. So that 20% is very little, guys. So if you've only got text on your websites, please use some images. Visuals are processed 60,000 times faster than text. Again, if you compare having text and having a visual, your eyes are naturally going to go to the visual first, try and interpret that, and then read the text, because we're visual beings. We're, the whole flight or flight, and the way that we are, through the generations, I can just say, is we, see something and it triggers in our brain, and then we take action on it. Reading takes so much longer, right? Am I right? Interesting fact. So people, and this is according to what people remember, people retain 80% of what they see compared to 20% of what they read and 10% of what they hear. Right? Big number again, big number. So visuals are important. So content with visuals gets 90, I was like, where is it? Gets 94 more views, all right? So everybody wants everything to get seen online on social media, right? So if you attach a visual, you get more views. All right, there's debate about Facebook. If you always add in an image in your Facebook post, the algorithms, the cheeky algorithms, they won't always show it, so sometimes you should just add text. In general, content with visuals gets 94% more views. Here's some stats to scare you. Facebook photo uploads total 300 million per day. Instagram, 95 million photo uploads per day. Woo, those are some big numbers. They're such big numbers that, I can't even comprehend how big the numbers are. So have you got FOMO yet? Are you like, shoot. Disclaimer, I swear, does anyone have issues with profanity? Because it tends to come out, so my apologies. I get very passionate and very excited and very ranty, and then I can't help myself. So apologies to those. FOMO. We're talking about FOMO today. A little bit about myself first. So I'm a photographer. I'll explain what FOMO is in a second. I saw you saying that. I'm a photographer. My specialty is actually in photographing the next women leaders, which are all of you, by the way. Men, I love you too. All right, my history is as a visual designer, so I've been a branding expert and a graphic designer and a website designer for female entrepreneurs. Men, I still do love you too. It's just, as you can see, women gravitate towards me. So I've had about 5-6 years experience freelancing, working, and I just launched the Photo Force. It is the newest, and it will be the world's #1 wellness and lifestyle stock photo platform, which is about representing everybody. It's inclusive and diverse stock photos. So as you can see, I'm very passionate about visuals, photos, pictures, images. I love it. All right. What is FOMO? Here's to answer your question. So do you remember, my personal story is standing in the playground. I was in a school uniform. I was in Hong Kong at the time, and there were the cool kids, and I wasn't one of them. And I was just like, I really want to be the cool kid. Why can't I be the cool kid? That's kind of what FOMO is. So I don't know, hands up who's ever experienced something like that, who are not, you want to be like the cool kids? Generally, maybe a lot of us have, all right? So that's a general explanation of what FOMO is. Oxford Dictionary introduced 2013. FOMO is the anxiety that an exciting or interesting event may currently be happening elsewhere, often aroused by posts seen on a social media, I should say social media feed, so this is typo, on social media. All right, so how many of you have experienced FOMO through social media? Me, big time. All right, yes. I call it a major case of, and this is my word, comparisonitis, aka my life sucks, your life is amazing. Let me just make sure I get everything. All right, so, okay, before I get into that, actually, let me show that. All right, so number 1, our millennial community, and I think we're all a little bit bigger, are growing up to see lovely Kim Kardashian West. She's like the queen of FOMO, I would say, all right? So 103 million followers, and yes, she posts lots of selfies of herself naked. Anyway, so I think I have to show better examples, but this is basically a really good example of somebody who's using the celebrity culture to cultivate FOMO in other people. I removed the names of these Instagrammers here because I just wanted to show their feeds And these are kind of like lifestyle bloggers, and I really think these are beautiful images. I love them, and I see these and I have FOMO. So have a look. Who feels FOMO by looking at these photos? You're like, why can't my life be like that? Look how beautiful. I want to be sitting there in this perfect scenery, perfect setup, right? So, you know, oh, look, she's in, looks like Paris, so maybe it's Birmingham. I think it's Paris. Like, I want to be in Paris. Look how cool. I want flowers. I mean, it's like FOMO. FOMO heaven. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so FOMO linked to anxiety, depression, irrational behavior, and I call seductive marketing techniques. So let me just go through a little bit here. So anxiety is fear of not being good enough, fear of being feeling lonely, and good enough is like not feeling worthy. All right, that's what FOMO is making us feel. And 16 to 24-year-old women nowadays are suffering from depression, and this has increased by 1/3 since 1993 due to the rise of social media and this whole phenomenon of FOMO. Irrational behavior. I see you have that. You have an amazing life. I want that. I'm going to buy it even though I don't need it. So of course, seductive marketing techniques. People are using this in the online space, in the advertising space, by saying, let's cultivate FOMO because then you have a better life. My life sucks. I'm going to wear that shirt because you look amazing in that shirt, and I'm going to be amazing once I have that shirt, right? So, seductive marketing techniques, I don't like them. All right, so, FOMO, negative energy. Who feels that? I feel it. All right, so, first of all, I like to shake things out, cut the cords of negative energy, and I want to talk about the opposite, all right? I want to talk about how you can rock your visuals, how you can show up as yourself, and how you can gather your tribe and love them hard. So hands up who'd rather have a talk about that. Yes, right? Much more positive and happy. Okay, so give me a hands or shout out. What do you want your tribe or the people that you want to collect and who come into contact with your brand or your business or even you, what do you want them to feel? Shout it out. Think about it for a second. What do you want them to feel when they come in? Do you want them to feel FOMO? No.
Inspired.
Inspired.
Warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy.
United.
United. Included. Anyone else? Couple more.
Proud.
Proud. So great. These are like uplifting things, all right? So this is what we're going to try and work towards. How do we get people to feel this when they come into contact with your business brand or yourself? People want information and they want it as fast and fun as possible. So this is a great quote. I actually couldn't find where I found it. It's somewhere in my millions of open tabs on my browser. So by the way, you can sign up to my newsletter and get the slides and a handy little play sheet that I've got created for you. It's not finished yet, I won't lie, because I want to include some of the questions you ask in the actual play sheet. And then I'll give you where this quote was from, because it's such a brilliant quote. We all want information, right? We want to see where is it coming from, who's doing it, how do I do it? But we want it as fast. Who's got time to read a whole 2,000-word essay, right? And fun. Who doesn't want to have fun, right? I love fun. So this was a question I asked you, all right? The number one thing when you're choosing images for your business, for your brand, and what you want to post out there, what do you want them to feel? Right? Inspired, warm. I want upliftment. I want inspiration. I want people to feel worthy. I want people to be motivated that they can do things. So all the images I use anywhere, and you can check out my Instagram, you can check out my Facebook, personal profile, anything, I only post images that how I want my tribe to feel. And it's through your visuals that you get this, okay? So you can show who you are, what do you do, what do you sell, and what it's like to have whatever you sell. So this is whether it's a product-based business, this is whether it's a service-based business. Your visuals can show all of these things. So you just have to be intentional about it. I want to do a little bit of a major rant, okay? I'm the queen of rants. Personal branding photos. Hands up who's done, well, however long ago, some personal branding photos showing you in a nice, how you want to be shown. Hands up. Okay, a few of you. How many of you have done it in the last 6 months? Right? Okay. So, personal branding photos. Yes, I'm a photographer, and yes, this is my niche. I can't tell you. So all of these women, I did a photo tour in Australia last year. I did 30 photo shoots in 30 days of 30, it was more, 30 women, actually a few more women, right? And I talk to them, I coach them, I say, how do you want to be portrayed? How do you want to be seen? What is it? So she's a sound healer, she's a nutritionist, she teaches people how to live luxurious lives, she's a university professor, she's an author. Social profiles on your website, about page, great place to showcase yourself. In events, me, who saw my photo that I put here on the Skillshare, right? That was a professional photo shoot that I had done. I love that photo. I use it all the time because I love it. It makes me feel great, and I feel it represents who I am. So in events like this one, right? And all your marketing material. So anytime I do anything, I post out there, I use the professional photos. Number one tip, be you in your photos, okay? Whatever that means for you, find out what does it mean to be you, right? I love pink, can you tell, right? I love glitter. I haven't got any glitter. Maybe who wouldn't like it if I would throw glitter and confetti around, but I love glitter, and that is me, and I show that in my photos, right? I'm wild, I'm passionate, I'm colorful, and my photos show that. I'm also spiritual. Be you, all right? Message from this slide, be you. I wanted to give you an example. This is not to call this lady out. I just thought it's a great example to show a comparison of maybe like before and after. It's not a website I designed. It's a client of mine who showed me that she loves her website. And I wanted to show you the two differences. So this is her homepage. You come here, beautiful, you know, fearlessly, stand out, succeed, slay, fearlessly, beautiful photo shoot that she did. You know, it's confidence, it's seductiveness. This is who she wants to be portrayed as. This is her about page. It's like, oh, okay, interesting. Looks like a little selfie photo, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but can you see the difference between this and this? Saying this, all right, people love to see the real you as well. So don't only have your personal branding photo shoot really spiffed up things. No, also use photos that you do take yourself, because people don't only want to see the polished side of you, they also want to see the real you. And so when I talk about Instagram stories a little bit later on, it is so popular right now to show behind the scenes footage of you and your life on Instagram stories. So that's a great way that you can do that. Let's talk about Instagram. All right, so my current biz crush, Jenna Kutcher. All right, she's in America. She is a photographer. What I wrote down. She is a photographer, educator, artist, and she's a really beautiful Instagram feed. And okay, I think I asked this already, right? How many of you? Yeah. So how many of you are using Instagram for business use at the moment? And so what sort of content do you post?
I suppose, yeah, photos of me being here, like more lifestyle, like I'm a nutritionist and yoga teacher, so things that relate to that, but that I'm doing in my everyday life.
Yeah, all right. And what about you, Corey?
A mixture of studio photos and user-generated photos. We do a lot of reposting, and then artisanal and cultural posts. So kind of a mixture.
Yeah, because you've got ethnotech. Yes. You can talk about that in a second. Beautiful. All right. And so those who are using it personally, what do you post?
My face. Just kidding.
Me? All about me. No. So what do you post if you're using it personally?
Things that make me happy.
Yeah. So how many of you, so you've got, I know you've got like a product-based brand. You are your own brand. What do you have? Who's their own brand? Like who sells a service that's themselves? Right? I'm a photographer, so I sell a service that's myself. So my Instagram feed, and I'll show you that, is a mixture of like my photographs, which is what I offer, and a mixture of me, because I'm selling my service as a photographer. So here you can see her feed. So she's very curated in her feed. She always has a photo of herself. She has, this is her calligraphy, typography work. This is her husband, and these are photo shoots. So she's got a very streamlined process to her Instagram feed. And that's one of the things I'm going to teach you about Instagram, because I have a love-hate relationship for Instagram. I don't have many followers. I only have about 1,000. I'm completely fine with that. And you know what? If you show up consistently on Instagram and use it as a social profile, you will get followers. I didn't for a year. But that's okay. And you know, number one tip for all you ladies, it's okay. It's okay. It's all okay. I think we're always the hardest on ourselves. Tips for Instagram, be you. Honestly, she's got about 142,000 followers. She grew it in 2 years, and she's so authentic on it, and I love it, and people lap it up. Look, she's got 441 comments, all right? Do you know how high that engagement is? All right? Show what you have. She shows herself, she shows the photography she does, she shows her husband, she shows her life. Create a visual story. She does this by curating her feed. She posts 4 things on rotation all the time. Keep it simple. Write authentically, all right? Here, I'm going to read you the first few lines of this. I should be in my 3rd trimester today, planning a nursery in maternity yoga pants, eating ice cream and pickles by the gallon. Instead, we're heading on a 3-week sabbatical back to our place of healing in Hawaii as the due date of our first loss approaches for the 2nd time, the date circled on my calendar. So she's talking about her 2nd miscarriage she had. All right, so that's a deeply personal story, all right? So you can see she's got quite a number of likes, and then she always asks something. Tell me below, what is the blessing you're recognizing and sharing below today? And so her followers are like, she's got a tribe, and she loves them hard, all right? So I follow her because I love how she chooses to show up on Instagram, and it's really inspirational. So I get inspirational from that. One little note here, you don't have to share everything about your life, all right? So many people share about their kids and their families. You don't have to do that. You can choose. This is your life after all. You can choose what you do want to share. My point being is, do share something. Don't just write a random comment. You see many people just maybe putting an emoji, or you see people just writing like a little quote. No, the more authentic, it's like I have issues with the word authenticity because it's thrown around like confetti online. The more you can show up as you and share who you are, the more likely your tribe is going to run towards you. Big rant about be social, all right? How many people automatically post to Instagram and never do anything else? Good, not so many of you, all right? Don't. I spend 10 minutes a day, that's a lie, turns into an hour usually, right? Instagram wormhole. Showing up, how many of you go through Instagram wormholes? It's like candy, right? So be social. Don't just schedule your content and don't expect anything. So I try every morning, 10 minutes, I comment on other people's things. If they ask a question, I write the answer below that. I heart, I like, I put emojis, right? And that really drives up your own engagement, your own followers. If somebody follows me, not that I always follow them back, I go to their profile and I comment on at least 3 photos of theirs, right? And it's not fake comments, it's me really showing appreciation or whatever they have. I want to show you as a brand, if you guys have products, right? So Corey, you were already saying that, you know, they have user-generated content that they feature their products. They also do a lot of events. I'll show you their Instagram story that they just posted yesterday. So this is like lifestyle, all right? The reason I show them as an example, because I believe in what they believe in, right? Body positivity, empowerment, and loving your real self, all right? So they've got a huge following, and it's only growing in number. And I like to follow Ari because I like to see how they are not into this whole FOMO culture, but really into acceptance and self-love and making us all feel like we are part of something. All right, my Instagram tip number 1, and like I said, I have a love and hate relationship to Instagram, but I have recently started using this, and I have pre-scheduled, and yes, I pre-schedule my content up to the next 2 months. I've pre-scheduled the content. That does not mean I don't show up on Instagram. It just means I don't have to freak out being like, I haven't got anything to post. No, I have a curated feed. Choose your goal. What do you want on Instagram? What do you want to do? Do you want to build your list? Do you want to be known as an authority on a subject? Do you want to, sell something, so have direct links to your products? Choose your goal. What do you want your goal? And I wrote goals because you can have multiple. Don't have like 10 million, all right? Maybe have 1 or 2 goals. And I'll show you what my goals are and everything. Choose your categories. And by this, I mean, so when you saw Jenna Kutcher, she posted a quote, she posted a selfie, she posted one of her photographs, she posted her husband and her life, right? So those are the categories that she's choosing, and she follows that. and she follows it, and she follows it, and she follows it, and it gives her structure, it gives her feed a visual curation, and honestly, it works. And when I say curate your feed, choose a color scheme, choose certain things that you want to be posting, because this, I have it, I look at other people's feeds and I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Mine sucks. Right? So by following these things, right, you can start having a beautiful feed if that's what you want, guys. You don't have to have it. I've seen some Instagram feeds who like post willy-nilly and they've got millions of followers, and I'm just like, okay, that's possible too. Me, I like visuals being designed, so this is what I choose to do. Here, my example, okay? My goals is to showcase my photography, and new goal is to get people to my retreats. So I'm starting to read women-only retreats, so for single women, self-worth retreats. First one will be in December, and the second one is business, creativity, and movement retreats. The first one will be in January, where women can come together, mastermind, and just have fun together. So my 2 goals, to showcase my photography and to get people to my retreats. My categories, I post a quote, a selfie, some of my photography, and a graphic, all right? Here, selfie, quote, my photography, graphic, right? Can you see that, right? So you can see the cohesiveness. Feed curation, pink, purple, white. Everything is to do with femininity. I love being naughty, and I love flowers. I should have added glitter there, but I didn't. I forgot I love glitter. How can I forget? So can you see a little bit of cohesiveness there? And literally, it's because I'm following this under this curation. So I'm making it easy for myself, really, really easy for myself. I'll just show you. Here's a little bit further down. So you can see again, selfie, quote, graphic, my photography. Here, this was actually a design I did. You can see. So here I still had turquoise. I don't always stick to it. I like to have some fun. I'm like, I love that photo. I want to post it. So don't be too hard on yourself. Again, it's okay. It's all okay. However, I'm sticking to the look and the feel. Instagram tip 2. Who's using Instagram stories? Right, what are you posting? Tell me, what are you showing? I'm interested.
What I'm eating.
So how many of us fall into that trap of like, always like, oh yeah, cool, really, I live my great life. Oh, look at this food. And always taking a photo of the food. I'm like, yeah, look at my food. I'll post photos of food. You know what? It's okay if you're a food blogger and everything. It's totally okay. But sometimes we got to think outside of the box too. Let's go look at the time. All right. Corey, what do you post?
Behind the scenes, but don't do it enough.
Yes.
Like once every few months.
Yes. Okay. Who else? Who else uses Instagram stories?
Yeah. What happened in the day, or I like to show up into coffee, so just to show how to use a certain product.
Yes, how to use a certain product. Great. Use Instagram stories if you're not using it for your business yet. Also your personal life, but I tend to try and use this for business, okay? Behind the scenes is the top thing on Instagram stories, okay? If you follow any big name people, like I follow Marie Forleo, she's a big business coach, she's got B School. She posts behind the scenes all the time. Here you go, Marie Forleo, right? We're hiring, so she's posting this first here on Instagram stories. This was today, by the way, right? So you can, 7 hours ago, you can see. So it's like behind the scenes of her business and of her life, personal life. So she's got a big brand, and then she shows behind the scenes of that. Secret offers, and I'm going to show you. I'll show you the next slide. I just want to mention 2 more things, is that there's over 250 million active users of Instagram stories, all right? And I fall down the Instagram story wormhole because I find it so fascinating. It's new. Yes, Snapchat has been here and been there. I have never been a Snapchat user. I think I'm over that millennial X, which was really popular with. However, Instagram stories has overtaken Snapchat now. Okay, so everyone's moving to Instagram stories, so use it. Have fun with it. Follow my Instagram stories, by the way. I post every few days, and I post some really, I haven't got anything to show you because I didn't do one because I was busy preparing this presentation, but all my Instagram stories are little journeys, okay? And if you sign up to my newsletter, I'll show you, I'll make a little video of my last 3 Instagram stories, and it's about self-love and how you can love yourself more, and it's all about tapping through the journey. I love making them. It takes me about an hour to make one because it's like one thing, but they're so fun. So start using Instagram stories. All right, Alex Beeden, she's like a business coach online. I've started following her because her Instagram stories are fascinating. She puts so much effort into them, all right? So what is she showing here? This is today, again, 17 hours ago. So she's got this thing called the Spark Lounge. And so she uses that as last minute action, call to actions, join now. You can say, read the blog post. This really popular to use with service-based people is things like this. And really go follow her. Alex Beeden is her name because you'll be impressed with her Instagram stories. From her today, I learned, can you see that this pink is darker than this pink? I learned you can do rainbow text in Instagram stories. Who knew that? Nobody, right? I learned that today and I'm mind blown. Totally, pink. I like her too because she likes pink, all right? Just a quick note, if you've got don't have it yet, it is just new to the 10K followers. Before that, it was only to verified profiles, which had the blue tick. So now it's for people who have over 10K followers. Girl Boss, I don't know if you know, Sophia Amoruso, her brand, they post Alex Beeden posts a lot of her talking, screenshots of whatever's going on in her life with text, okay? Girl Boss posts designed content. So you can actually, through Planoly or Later, those are two Instagram planning apps, you can upload created graphic stories, images, and then post them as stories. So I wanted to show you this. Girl Boss, it's very curated. They're very intentional what they have on their stories. It must take them hours and hours and hours. And so you can see this isn't just hey, my life, or hey, look what I'm eating. This is very, very intentional. Right, did I say everything I wanted? Okay. That's my Instagram handle. If you've got a phone, come and follow me. If you follow me, I will curate everybody who has followed me, and I will send it out in the email to whoever signs up to my list, and we can all follow each other so we can all like and comment and engage with each other. Pinterest, hands up. Pinterest for business, who is using it? It totally exists. Who's using it for personal use? So some of you don't use Pinterest at all. I want to know why. Listen, I love visuals, so I love Pinterest because it's really visual based. Why do you not use Pinterest?
Oh, I have a tiny bit, but yeah, I just don't use a lot of social media in general.
Fair enough. Anybody else? Why do they not use Pinterest?
I used to use it 5 years ago maybe, just to look like nail art and pictures like that. But
Yeah.
then just
Never got.
too much content and I didn't do too much with the things that I found there.
Guys, if you're not on Pinterest, get on Pinterest. It is the next biggest search engine for direct traffic to what you're selling. Right, mic drop, I can leave now. Honestly, all right? There are more than 50 billions of pins, all right? So yes, there's loads of content. Who's gone to Pinterest, seen the search bar, typed in, how do I design my Instagram feed, right? People use it for searching. It is huge, all right? It is huge. It is an untapped market. I want to do a separate workshop on Pinterest because I'm just discovering it. Okay, another disclaimer. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just sharing with you some of the findings I find as I build my own business, my own brand, and because I love visuals. 93% of active pinners said they use Pinterest to plan for purchases, and 87% said they've purchased. There we go. And 87% said they've purchased something because of Pinterest. 2/3 of pins represent brands and products. All right, so this is I got some great stats from this agency, omnicoreagency.com, and I'll give you the slides if you sign up, and you can do the stats and be scared and then get FOMO, and yes, we all know what happens, okay? So Pinterest is an untapped market. This is my Pinterest home feed. Orgasmic. I love it. I go into Pinterest every day. I fall into a Pinterest wormhole. The more you pin onto boards on Pinterest, the more your home feed is curated to what you like, all right? So similar to many other social media platforms like Facebook, you get curated, okay? So I love quotes, you know, pink, you can just see. It's like, you know, it follows everything that I've just shown you previously is like what's coming up on my Pinterest home feed. So I just wanted to share with you that tip. What happens is when you go into Pinterest and, okay, so for those who don't use Pinterest yet, so when you log on, you sign up, it'll ask you to follow a few boards. You have to see what are you interested in. Are you interested in food? Are you interested in whatever you're interested in? You create boards and you start pinning to that, and then it will start getting a curated feed. So I pin a lot of quotes because I use them for Instagram. What happens is when you go there, they'll become a little circle. And this is like a newer feature of Pinterest, and it will say more. You click on that and it will expand to similar quotes nearby. So it's just a really perfect visual search tool. Pinterest generates more referral traffic than Google+, YouTube, and LinkedIn combined. Does everyone know what referral traffic is? Referral traffic is when somebody clicks on it, goes back to you, whatever you want it. It's a link back to your about page, your service page, anything, all right? YouTube is pretty big for that, okay? But this is bigger than Google+, YouTube, and LinkedIn combined. I'm telling you guys, it's an untapped market. Pinterest tip number 1, okay? So yes, we can use Pinterest for personal use, and I use it for personal use, and I'm just starting to use it for business use as well. Choose your board categories, all right? So Corey, I'm picking on you today. Sorry, everybody else. I'm happy to pick on somebody else too. So Corey, just tell us, everybody, so everybody knows what it is that you're selling.
Socially responsible laptop and travel bags.
All right, and it's called?
Ethnotech.
Ethnotech, all right? So everybody, let's brainstorm. What are some board categories? Board categories are groups of pins together that she could have. For instance, I'll get you started thinking. She can have board category of, behind, one could be like the patterns and the cloth inspiration for the patterns that she has on her bags, all right? Another board category could be user-generated content of how people are using the bags. Another category could be all your products in a certain, maybe you have one line, one range, right? All in one thing, and it could all be linking back to your website, to your Etsy listing, anything like that. So choose your board categories wisely. So I just did a course on Pinterest, and they were saying don't mix up your business and your personal. If you're using Pinterest for personal as well, just make those personal boards secret. So you can make boards secret so they're not viewable to the public. And then just have viewable to the public if you're using it, all those like specific ones for your business brand. I haven't done that yet. Or the option is to just start a whole new Pinterest social profile for your business and just kind of start fresh. Use keywords in your description. So when you upload a pin, there's a small area for a description, and use the main keywords. So like for Corey, it would be, sustainable, eco-friendly bags, tribal patterns, all those main keywords that you would associate maybe with using in SEO on your website or when you're doing Facebook ads. Use that in your description. Link back to your shop or your site. I'll show you an example here. Alex Tooby, I love her because I watched her become an authority on Instagram, right? Total FOMO. I'm like, if only I did that, I could have been an authority on Instagram. Anyway, I didn't, so I've watched her become it. By the way, this is a free stock photo, overused hundreds of times. This is one of my pet peeves and why I started my own stock photo company, the Photo Forest. This is a pin. So she designed her pin. You can use Canva. This is probably designed on Canva because I can recognize the visual elements, okay? Instagram authority, free e-course, nice image, right? We're attracted to beautiful images, all right? Her name, Alex Tooby, and at the bottom, you can see this is an article from Alex Tooby. This is the name that she's got herself on Instagram. This is then her description, using Instagram to promote your brand, business, or blog, but not seeing the results you anticipated. This free Instagram course is for you. So if you're on Instagram, on Pinterest, and you're like, oh, Instagram, Instagram course. You know, you're searching all of these things. This pin is likely to come up, right? Because she's using it. This is her. Okay, there's so much to Pinterest, but I'm not going to go into all of it. But basically, this is her profile. She also, what you can do on boards is you can do collaboration boards between other businesses, and you all pin to that, and you all repin to that. And that's kind of how you can get more views and more repins. And so this is about the about section from her profile. Okay, so what do you think happens when you click on this? It leads to her opt-in page. Direct referral traffic to her. So this is the same graphic there, right? So it's use Pinterest to drive traffic to her free 7-day email course. So she is using this as a list building tool. Many people do. It's underutilized, honestly, underutilized. So like for Corey, product-based, you'd link it back to your product. If people are interested in the lifestyle image that you have, you can link it back to your product.
How much would it cost to make something like that? I mean, it's not for free, obviously, right? Or
So just rephrase exactly what?
so if I was, what's her name too?
Alex 2B.
Alex 2B. I mean, you have to have a certain amount of followers, or right?
No, I mean, all that she's done, okay, she's created, Pinterest is free, creating boards is free, creating a graphic, you can use Canva, CANVA.com, it's an online graphic creation tool, that's free, all right? There's free stock photo sites if you don't want it, right? So everything she's done is completely free. She's also, this is a free course, you don't have to pay for her course, so she's using this to get people to enroll onto her free course which she created. All right, so it's her time she's created to do this course. So she must have spent time and money on becoming an Instagram authority. So she obviously has something to teach people. We all do, by the way. We all do, okay? Don't think that you don't have anything. We all have something to share. And you can enroll. So free marketing, guys. Free marketing. Coming to an end now. Good, I'm on time. I speak really fast as well. Whew. Breathe. Why are visuals important? Why are they important before I show the next thing?
Everything associates to everything.
Why else? I'm not going to say anything until at least 5 people speak up. Be stubborn. Why are they important?
It creates emotions, feelings.
2 more people? Nothing you say is wrong. Nothing you say is wrong.
I think it's impressionable.
Yeah. 1 more person?
Storytelling.
Yes. See, everything you say is right. Images and visuals are really important. We live in an online visual culture world, all right? Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, everything we do, Facebook Live, it's all based on visuals now. And she hit it nail on the spot. Ooh. Visuals generate emotions, and emotions create a deep connection. We live in an online connected world, yet are so disconnected offline. Right? How many of you have maybe seen me before? Never said hi. Why not? Right? Maybe it's fear-based. Emotions, storytelling, all of these things come visuals, right? Just even me, my photograph that I have here, it shows you something. You're feeling something. You're seeing something. You're interpreting it in your own way. That is why it's so important to have intentionality when you're choosing the images and the visuals for yourself, who you want to be seen as. What does your business want to be known for? How do you want to make them feel? Ending now. 3 things out of this presentation. If you haven't done a photo shoot yet, go do one. Again, highly underrated. It will change how you market yourself. It will change your self-worth.
What exactly? Is that the personal photo shoot you're talking about?
Yes.
Just that personal
Yes.
shot.
Yes.
Shot.
Yes. Exactly. Think about every single. Hop onto the Pinterest traffic train. It's not too late. You are never too old. It is never too late. You can do anything you want, honestly. I've learned that, still learning that, still have to tell myself that. Keep showing up as you. That is my number one pet peeve, is people trying to be somebody else. All right? Everything that you do is valuable. Everything that you do, you have something to share. Okay? Our number one problem is we all have limiting beliefs. Me, I'm not good enough. I can't do a presentation on Pinterest. On Instagram, I don't have 10 million followers. How many of you learned something today? At least a little bit, right? We all have something to share. So limiting beliefs, keep showing up as you. It's my big one. Come check out the photo forest. It's for heart-centered businesses, and my big thing is photos that represent you and your tribe. So it's really about inclusivity and diversity. You can sign up for free photos. It's thephotoforest.com/free-stock-photos. I send out free photos every Thursday. It's really about a community. Just launched it 2 months ago. It's a baby business. Loads of things go wrong. It's okay. Baby steps. Baby steps. Another big thing I learned. Baby steps work. Right? That's how we all learn to walk and how we go where we are right now. Oop. Come back. Come back. It's coming back. All right. Come follow me on Facebook, my new Facebook page, On Being Nora. My big mission in life is to tell women that you are beautiful, worth it. You can do anything that you want to do. I have a Facebook group called On Being You. It's all about self-worth. It's linked to the photo forest. My personal Facebook page is On Being Nora. Come find me on Instagram, Nora Wendell. Let's have a conversation. Social media is about starting a conversation. Marketing is about conversations, and how do you keep the conversation going authentically. Pinterest, Nora Wendell. My website, which doesn't represent me anymore, really funnily, it's beautiful, it's amazing. I designed it about 2.5 years ago. I'm redesigning it right now when I get the time, right? We all have time. Guys, not having enough time is a lie, because there's always enough time. It's how you choose to spend your time. So rewrite your language. A little bit of like another rant, okay? I'm busy. That doesn't, you don't say, I choose not to spend my time on that. Reframe your language, big one. I have another thing about money, mindset. Well, I'll just say it because I'm saying I'm on a rant. I don't have money for that. I choose not to spend my money on that. Light bulbs, guys, light bulbs. Makes a big difference in your mindset and how you choose and show up in your life. Really does. So anything else I want to say is, if you want to talk visuals, branding, anything, hit me up. I'm here to chat. I'm in Hubud. I live here in Bali. You don't have to purchase anything from me. We can just have a free chat. If you see me around, come say hi, be connected. Just remember, everything is okay. You are amazing. And I love you all. I love you all like I love raw chocolate, which means I love you more than you know. Thank you. Like, oh, look, under 5 minutes. Questions? Yes.
Waiting.
You're such a good girl.
So, in the marketing sense, I'm just starting it, and I'm taking over a lot of existing things. So when I said on the Pinterest, it's because it exists, but I didn't set it up, and so it's tough taking over something that's already there. But right now, a lot of our content goes to all the platforms, so it's the same piece of content on all the platforms, and that is wrong.
So can you just explain a little bit more what do you mean the same piece of content goes to all the platforms? Just explain that a little bit more.
Automatically from Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest.
Okay, so it's auto posting. So let's say you upload to Instagram, and it will auto post to Pinterest, and it will auto post to Facebook, and it will auto post to Twitter.
Right. Not everything. Some things are only Instagram based, or some things are only on Facebook due to features and stuff like that. But like, is it redundant to have it all the same stuff on all the platforms?
Right, this gets into overwhelm. Social media gets into overwhelmed territory very quickly. Yes, it's okay to broadcast one social media content to multiple platforms. You'd think that it comes down to where is your tribe hanging out? What are they doing? Who's your ideal customer avatar? And in this worksheet that I call it play sheet, because work for me is a negative term. So in this play sheet that I want to give you guys, literally it's about, you know, who do you want to show up as? Who are the people that are going to buy from you ultimately if you're, you know, wanting to sell something? And where do they hang out online? So many people hang out on Instagram and they're not on Pinterest. You know, how many of you were not on Pinterest, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's okay to cross-post. You do need to give fresh content to each of the platforms as well, right? So don't set and forget. I think that's the main thing, is don't set and forget. And like you said, you're already curating. Some things go post, some things go there. So I've got a curation that my Instagram goes to my Pinterest. I've got a board that says Nora Wendell Instagram, so it automatically, so there's a few tools I can mention to you if those who don't know. It's If This Then That. It's a free online tool that you can set to do, if I post to Instagram, then it will post to Twitter, then it will post to Facebook. Another tool is Zapier. Zapier, you can do, it's called Zaps, and it's a similar thing. You can set automatic, let's call them online transactions to happen. You can be, when I post onto Instagram, it will broadcast to Facebook. All right, so those are two tools you can use for cross-promotional posting. Does that answer your question? I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So I'll get to you in a second. Just let me add one more thing. Have a look at the statistics, if you can, of Pinterest, and is it working, is it not working? All right, I'm guilty of not looking at insights either. I kind of like post and I'm like, okay, cool, it's working on my end. I like the way it looks, right? Do check in sometimes to your statistics and see, like on Instagram, if you switch over to business on Instagram, you can see insights of what are the posts, what are the likes, all of that. Facebook page, you can see your insights, see, you know, what's liking. Maybe your audience loves quotes, right? So then why aren't you posting more quotes? You got to give them what they like. The number one thing for marketing is ask. Great book. It's called Ask. Don't know who wrote it. I'm just currently reading it. Just Google it. It's called Ask, and it's all about asking what people want, what your tribe wants, and then you give them what they want, because why would you give them what they don't want? Like, I'm hungry. I'm going to order a salad. Here you go. Here's a smoothie. You're like, well, I didn't want that, right? You got to ask. You got to ask. That goes in life. If you ask, you're going to get what you want. If you don't ask, so check your insights for Pinterest, because don't be scared to start again, guys. I deleted last year. I deleted my Instagram. Correction. I deleted all the photos in my Instagram feed because it wasn't what I liked anymore. Gone. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to do that. Or you can just start a new profile also. But if you've already got lots of followings, then it's okay to delete also. I just looked at Taylor Swift's Instagram. She has like 100-something million followers. She had 8 posts. She deleted her whole feed because she was promoting her new video. I don't even know what it's called. That I'm not sure. I'm not going to say anything about it. This is live on Facebook. But she deleted her whole feed, Instagram feed. So you can too. It's okay. It is all okay. Repeat that. Does that answer that? Does that help you a little bit, Corey? Yeah.
Regarding tools, which would you recommend to plan Instagram?
I personally use Planoly. That's a lie. I use Later. Sorry, I've been looking at Planoly. That's what was on my mind. I use Later.com. They have a free version where you can post, I think, once a day, 30 for free. Guys, use the free versions, okay? In my photo forest business, I was like, I gotta have all of this. I was paying like $400 a month for all these tools I thought I needed. All right, I was doing it for 2 months, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna use the free version. So I capped back, and I was like, okay, I'm only allowed 100 here, only allowed 100 here. And then I'm like, wow, I feel like I don't have that pressure now that I need to make that money to pay for these tools, which actually I didn't really need. I just got FOMO that I thought I really needed. FOMO plays into all areas of your life, guys, okay? So I use Later.com. It allows you to plan your visual feed, and you plan your captions and all of that. And then it does not auto-post to Instagram. It is against Instagram's API that you can auto-post. So it will pop up on your phone saying your Instagram Later is ready to post, and then you copy and paste onto Instagram. It does limit you into your time zone, because you're not going. Who's going to wake up at 3 a.m. to post something for America from here? I don't do that. I'm not that obsessed yet. So there is one tool I have purchased it. I have used it. It's called Grum, Grum. They say it's not against Instagram's terms of use. However, how can they be the only one then that is auto-posting? All right, so that's for your judgment to decide whether or not you want to use it. So it's Planoli, Later, Grum are kind of the great ones. There's a free app you can use called Preview on your, I don't know if it's Android, I use iPhone, and where you can kind of curate your feed also like that, and you can see what it looks like. Yeah. Any other questions?
I was just going to say there's one I've been using lately called it's UNUM.
UM, like
Yeah, UN.
Oh,
and
UN.
It's yeah, you can edit the photos and everything in there as well.
Okay.
And curate the feed and everything.
Yes.
So,
Is it free?
yeah, it's free.
So there's another one,
Yeah, it's really
UM. I've purchased a yearly subscription to Later, so I use that because I post, posting times. Look at your own statistics. The bottom line is when you're just starting out, I post 3 times a day at the moment because I've changed my feed and the look, and so I want there to be some consistency at it. I post in the morning, in the afternoon, in the late evening. My most engagement is in the early morning when America is awake, and late in the evening when America is awake. So again, it depends where your audience is located. It's okay to post once a day. All right, you don't have to post 3 times a day. It's just I have a mission. I want my feed to look a certain way, and then I'm going to be posting maybe twice a day or once a day. Again, I'm very specific. I batch my content, which means I spend 2 or 3 days at the beginning of the month planning, like my Instagram feed and those categories that I showed you, right? And I spend literally 2 days just doing Instagram. Where do I find my images? Okay, when I'm on Instagram every day, there's a bookmark feature. There's a little bookmark symbol. I bookmark images that fit into what is my feed. So the femininity photos, the quotes, and all of that. So then I can save those, screen capture, save those. All right. I also use Pinterest a lot. All right, big fan of Pinterest for my images, and then I use my own content as well. All right. Same thing, my Facebook. I pre-schedule my Facebook content 2 months in advance because the last thing I want to do is be like, oh, I haven't posted anything today, I'm going to post now. Yes, it takes dedication. Yes, you need to set aside some time. Who wants to post, spend an hour every day or every week, like trying to think of content? No, much easier to actually do like 2 days of planning and be like, cool. I do the same thing of what I told you with my Instagram. I choose my categories, I choose the look and the feel, okay? So the same thing is applying to my Facebook page, the On Being You, On Being Nora. All right? On Mondays, I have a quote. On Tuesdays, I share a photography assignment. On Wednesdays, I try and do a Facebook Live or some video. On Thursdays, I post a design, right? I've got a set thing from the week that I post. It gives me structure. It's easy. And then I calculate how many Mondays are there in the next 2 months. And then I know how many quotes I need to gather in order to pre-schedule my content. Okay, it took me 8 hours the other day to pre-schedule 2 months of content. I don't have to think about it anymore. Hallelujah, I'm free. I'm free. That doesn't mean that I can't post. I'll still post, but the majority is done. Batching, guys, batching. Love it. I want to actually do a batching workshop because I think it's so important. Right, time is up. I got the sign.
Last question. I don't use either, but what's the essential difference between Pinterest and Instagram?
Instagram is like a visual storytelling feed. All right, and Pinterest is like curation of images or curation of, let's say, recipes or curation of products that then can link out directly into your website or things like that. I might not be doing a good explanation, guys. So if you have something to say, please. I'm not the expert here, right? We all are experts.
Would it be like a visual magazine?
It's more of a visual. Instagram, I think, would be more of a visual magazine. Yes, they're both visual platforms. Instagram is. You cannot post direct links onto each of your Instagram images. You can use hashtags on Instagram, and that is how you can find similar images or similar themes. Instagram's a whole nother workshop in itself, right? But yeah, you can use hashtags, and they're very popular, and I suggest using 30 hashtags, finding what the people, your target market, not the people who who you look up to or in the same niche. Find what your target market and what hashtags they are using. And those are the hashtags. Because if you just use the hashtags like coach or empowerment, those aren't necessarily the people that are going to buy from you. Those are the people who might like your profile but not necessarily do a transaction with you.
Sorry, this is for Instagram.
This is for Instagram. For Pinterest, it is like a board curation of different topics. You can have boards of different topics. It's so much. Trying to formulate my words. You don't use Instagram. You don't use Pinterest. What is your opinion? What would you, if you don't use any platform, which one would you start with? That's a good question. In your personal opinion, and tell me why.
Instagram is accessible.
Okay.
Not that Pinterest is hard, but Pinterest has more steps to it. Instagram's a little bit easier to jump into because it's literally point and shoot to start, and so
Instagram is also more personal, I would say. Personal pictures.
It depends on the end use of your goal. What is your goal? I think that's what it comes down to. Is what is your goal? That's something you need to think about, and then how can you use it for that? Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. So I didn't actually finish. It was like I'm going to give my notebook because I had my whole MailChimp opt-in form and I just didn't have time to embed it into my Facebook page yet. So just write down your email if you want to. It's completely up to you. I will send you all the slides. I've got a play sheet that I want to give you where it goes down into, you know, who do you want to show up as, how can you show up, what can be your 4 categories, how can you plan your Instagram grid, how can you plan for your Pinterest boards if you choose to use it like that. Thank you. I love you all like I love raw chocolate, which means I love you all a lot.